I'm sure you're excited for the new transforming Vegito Blue alongside the transforming Goku Black Rose, but at the same time, I'm sure you also feel a bit of worry. That's why you clicked on this video, so be sure to listen to everything I've got to say regarding the release of these two future characters for the start of the Legends Festival 2024. Okay, my name's Zakashi, guys, and in this video here, the festival's underway, and there's a bit of information in this video that I need you guys to know to make sure that you have the best experience in the festival. Especially if you're free to play, the festival is generally more generous than any other period in the year, but that doesn't mean that you will make the right decisions or you will summon on something and get the best results out of it. So I'm going to list a few things in this video going forward from this point onwards, taking every single one as it could definitely impact the way you think about the festival, but ultimately it's down to you guys. Let's get into this. Alright, so right here I've brought up the Vegito Blue preview. I'm also going to show you the Rose one. But the main thing I want you guys to look at is this date down here. Right here, I can't go too low because when I hit the red bar, it's going to show that. But what you want to see is that this banner goes live from the 22nd of November. So it would be a Friday, right? Everybody knows this. Everybody's looking to summon. It's going to be a big deal. Everyone's hype, right? Not everybody, but whatever. Anyways, what's more important than the start date is the end date. The festival is ending. Or rather, this banner is leaving on the 15th. The 15th of January. 15th of January. That's 2 months. Do you know what that means? That means that while the festival is ongoing, this banner will be sitting comfortably, not going anywhere. That means you could sit through the part 2 and the part 3 and the New Year's activities and still have a chance to summon on this banner. With that information, what I'm telling you is, if you are certain that you are not safe, or if you're anxious because you have a certain amount of Chrono Crystals, you didn't save da-di-da-di-da, just don't summon on day 1. Because if you summon on day 1, hypothetically speaking, obviously I want you guys to get all the best luck, no joke. Getting shafted is very demoralizing when you want to play this game. You will keep chasing the unit probably. And by the time you get to part 2, you may or may not have the unit. If you don't have the unit, that's going to be even more of a bummer, because when part 2 comes out, if it's a Legends original to your liking, because we got 2 future units right here, we could easily get an MUI Goku and an SSBE Vegeta. I spoke about them with the manga panel. If they do that pose for the art for the tag unit, that could be insane. They could easily do an MUI Goku and a Beast Gohan, father-son tag game originals. They could drop a Chalet. Some people have been speculating that, but I think it'd just be free to play. And even a Beast Orange Piccolo. They could drop 2 more banners, right? With all this speculation, what I'm telling you is, if you are worried about your Chrono Crystals, don't fall into the hype. This video is here to save you. I'm trying to give you one more opportunity to not go deep in instantly. Because even these guys here, they look good, right? Let me get to the Rose part. It's going to be the same thing. Same date. You can see it. The text didn't even move. The text didn't even move. It's just the images. They both expire on the 15th. The 15th of January. These guys might not be as good as you think they are. They might be solid. But bear in mind, Future's coming from the ground up, so you can't guarantee, we can't guarantee, especially as I'm recording this prior to them coming out, that they're going to play as good as their kits look. If these guys aren't the greatest, or they get countered by the next unit that comes out, or even the Ultra just absolutely slams them, because if we look at last year with Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta and Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku, I don't even know why I said their full name, but I gave them the respect to. Those guys were OP as hell up until Ultra UI came out basically, and they went and vanished worse than the Avatar. So what I'm saying is, be patient and it will pay off, but do that if you're worried. If you got a good amount of CC, go ahead and do what you want. But what showcases, somebody's going to be posting one, and just take it easy until you feel like you have a safe amount, or just wait till part 2. And even if you don't like part 2, maybe wait till part 3, then you can make your decision. Just coast out. There's no rush, honestly. Now this is also common sense, but the reason why this segment is important is because I'm worried for you guys. I compared Chrono Crystals when we got to the festival last year, rather the anniversary, and I was looking at how they gave out Chrono Crystals in the previous months. And in reference to the festival in 2023, they gave out less Chrono Crystals than they did in the festival in 2022. And that's quite shocking, because the banners they released more. So you'd think they give out more Chrono Crystals. It wasn't less by much, but it was still less nonetheless. Because of that, they could easily drop less this year as well. If they do that, then the amount of Chrono Crystals you're expecting, like an abundant amount, is not going to be that large amount, you know. You will still be getting lots. They should definitely give at least 30,000 within these 2 months. You can expect at least that much, 30,000 to maybe 40,000. That's assuming you're doing everything like Tournament Power PvP. But it might not be an adequate amount to get where you want with the units that they're going to release. So they've already dropped 2, right? Rose and Vegeta Blue. Assuming they only drop 1 in part 2, that's fine. What if they drop 2 Ultras? There's these factors that you can't know until it happens, you know. Everybody wasn't expecting a Vegeta Blue. Nobody was expecting a Goku Black on his own. Everybody was adding all these factors. So here we've got like the festival coming on. I'm just showing you some things that they've already showed us about Chrono Crystals. 500 here from the challenge battle, 700 every single raid, total of 3,500. There's going to be PvP seasons, 400 here for missions, which is good as well. This is just some of what they're going to be releasing. There's even more here. Hoi Poi's coming back, 500 special missions up to 4,000, champion bonus 500. They're probably going to update the story a little bit and give out more Chrono Crystals with that. And then we've obviously got some free Chrono Crystals here. So they're starting off strong, right? But those Chrono Crystals go quick. Those Chrono Crystals go quick. We're going to get 500, right? It says here period 21st to 27th, so you should expect a bit of time to go past before they give us the CC, right? Honestly, one rotation burns 3.5k. That's all the raids. That's all the raids just like that. All the raids just like that. And that's tough, man. That's tough. But yeah, very important factor, the amount of Chrono Crystals we get. It might not be as much as you think, which is why you should be patient with the way you're going about summoning. This part here, Ultras, Ultras, Ultras. Every so often, almost every other week, they rerun some Ultras and people get baited. And you can expect them to continuously do that every other week. They're trying to pull you in to give you, to make you summon on these characters. And you might have a character that reruns that you really want. For example, I know a lot of people just really want this UI sign just for collectors. This is last year's festival unit. It's very likely he's going to rerun in the next 2-3 weeks. And I think that's going to be the case because this guy here, he's not just any unit, but a lot of people are anticipating MUI, Ultra MUI, Legend Limited MUI of some sort. So if they drop this as a rerun, it would make sense. Plus he's last year's festival Ultra. Cool. What I want to bring up, do not summon on Ultra reruns. It's very likely that most of them, besides maybe Majin Vegeta, Turles, and maybe these two as well, this whole top row, it's very likely that these guys won't rerun, but maybe these two will, because they dropped in the first half of the year. But G4, Turles, Majin Vegeta, they dropped in the second half of the year, so I wouldn't put it past Legends to not rerun these guys, but these two they would. What I'm showing you is this is what they had last year, right? I couldn't find look how my hair's grown. I couldn't find the website, the page, but I have my video that I made last year. They were literally rerunning Ultras back to back. They called it Ultra Rising Grand Resurgence. Everybody at the time thought they were putting Ultras on multiple banners, but they didn't do that. They just reran all of them in sets. So here you see it was Ultra Vegeta Blue, Ultra Hit, and Ultra Kaioken. I've got some other ones. You see GB, USV, and USG, Ultra Super Gogeta, Rose, Kid Buu, and Broly. They all dropped in packs, like on certain time frames, and you could summon for them at New Year's. So if you're very prone to getting baited by Ultras, and this guy, I think this guy, like I said, is a character a lot of people want. Imagine pairing him next to Ultra MUI, hypothetically speaking. That would be really, really fun. You can imagine. Be careful, because it's very likely they'll just drop him at the end of the year. So don't get baited on his banner, because he'll just come back literally in the next 3 weeks. And you'll feel like, oh man, you spent your Chrono Crystals, then they dropped Ultra MUI, but you should have prioritized Ultra MUI because Ultras return. Ultra MUI, if he drops, he's probably not going to come back for a couple months. And then you'd have to wait a couple months. Whereas this guy, you could just wait 2-3 weeks and get him. Obviously, it's RNG, but at least you can more so push your priorities to the newer thing that's also as hype. Don't know if that makes sense for a lot of you guys. Obviously, it's depending on your preferences, but just don't get snuck by any of these ultra reruns. Unfortunately, that's the end of the video, but these 3 parts that I just put in this video will be very useful if you apply them in your head 24/7. You don't want to get put out there and then summon on something, you don't like that thing after the fact, or it was advertised as this by content creators, that could include myself, and then after the fact you're like, damn man, this unit's not good. Or maybe you summon for one thing, then another thing comes out just right after and you just can't have enough Chrono Crystals to get. You know, you want to put yourself in the best scenario for your interest. This is not even about the meta or anything, it's just about what you like. The whole game's RNG, so you could put everything in 1k or you could be going 100k deep. It's not up to you, and that's the sad part. So you want to put yourself in the best position as much as you can. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you haven't already, make sure to press that subscribe button. We're on this grind to 200,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys for watching, man. My name's Zakashi, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man.